So, ladies, you know how we have all been taught to believe this idea of the one, having the one, waiting for the one. Well, what if I told you that because you are the alchemist, because you have healed your root chakra energy, and that energy has risen up through all the other chakra points in your body and have awakened and activated you to your mission and your purpose and your power? What if I told you that you have many the ones, that you're not waiting for the one because there are many for you? But let me tell you why. Welcome to Alcheminity, because turning pain into power is sexy. Now, let's just get right into it. Those of you who want to collaborate with me, work with me, partner with me, sponsor Alcheminity, all that information is in the description box below. To get your copy of Activate, it's available on Amazon in paperback or ebook. You can get your copy directly from me. I can sign it for you. To get your merch, all the good stuff, everything you need to know is in the description box. Let's get into it, ladies. All right, listen. Now, I'm deciding whether or not to make this a member-only content, depending on what I say, depending on what comes out of my mouth. And it may go to members-only content. So if it is members-only and you're just getting a gist of this or just a snippet of this, then make sure you become a member, so that you can get the rest. Flicker, flame, and then also fire as Timmesha. All right, listen, y'all, let's get into this. Ladies, you're the alchemist. You have activated. You are integrated. You have awakened and integrated and activated your beauty, your beast, your angel, your demon, your light, your dark, your yin, your yang, your heaven, your hell, your god, goddess, even your god and Lucifer. Hello. For those of you on this journey, you have come into the understanding, overstanding, and understanding that Lucifer comes from the word light, to be illuminated. This is where this ideology of Illuminati came from. Lucifer means light. So those of you on this journey, you are actual light workers because you have awakened and integrated your Lucifer. Your Lucifer energy helps you to develop your emotional intelligence. Your Lucifer energy integrated with your God energy, your demon energy, aka your shadow power, the work that you've done when you were on the dark night of the soul journey and done the shadow work and awakened all of these gifts, abilities, and talents and skills out of the dark shadows and brought them to the light. This makes you a light worker. You've integrated this. So now this makes you emotionally intelligent and mentally stable. Right? You got to be emotionally intelligent, mentally stable on this journey. And so now that you've done this work, and you continue to do this work on yourself, you awaken to the very unorthodox and taboo truth that there is more than one divine counterpart for you. Ooh, honey, we have been sold when I tell you they did a good job on keeping us asleep and keeping us stupid, keeping us ignorant to our power and our purpose and why we're really here. Many of you ladies, all right, are feeling guided to be in what people would consider polyamorous relationships. Not polygamous, but polyamorous, having more than one partner, right? So there are women on this planet who are vilified and demonized and talked about, and people saying that they're hoes, they loose, they don't, because they have more than one partner. I remember reading a couple of stories of some women. There was one black woman who I read about, and she was on this TV show. They actually did a story on her, and then this other, I can't remember, she was from an indigenous tribe, some Native American tribe, but she had multiple partners as well. And here's the thing about these types of relationships. When you are divine feminine, okay, divine feminine on this path, okay, we're talking about you're beyond queen status. We talked about this in the last video. You've activated your divinity, all right? When you've activated this, you become the alchemist, all right? You are more than likely called to have more than one divine partner around you because your mission and your purpose is so big, all right? This goes so deep, y'all, and I'm not trying to taper what I'm saying. I'm just trying to let spirit speak it out the way that it needs to be spoken out. I referenced in one of my last videos, Wheel of Time, and I think it was Why Settle for a King When You Can Have a God. It's a TV show called Wheel of Time. It's on Prime. If you haven't seen it, please go and watch it. This is going to give you some really good insight into what your purpose looks like and what the masculine, divine masculine, God energies around you, what their purposes are for you and with you. As long as you're in your purpose and your power, right? Because again, those of you on this journey, you have very large and distinct particular missions and purposes, all right? Your missions are grand. Your purposes are grand. And I'm talking about at governmental, country level. Some of you are called to be world leaders. Some of you are called to develop communities and colonies like this one and sovereign communities. Some of you are called to, develop and buy land all over the world. Some of you are called to build homes for people all over the world. Some of you are called to be in the medical fields and not just at a hospital, but healing people all over the world. I'm talking about very big missions. Some of y'all are called to even do work with NASA. I'm talking about large, big shit here. This isn't the small time stuff. If you're here at Alcheminity, your missions are big. Okay? I'm talking about global, galactical, universal missions. Your missions help bring together different galaxies, timelines, and dimensions. Okay? That is how big. So as long as you're in your power and your mission and your purpose, you've activated that and you're walking in that divinity and that truth and that purpose, there are going to be divine masculines who are going to want to support you, who are going to want to help you, who are going to literally, I'm seeing men being knighted, like with the sword. I'm seeing them decide to dedicate and lay down their life for you because they know your mission and your purpose is that great. And they know that because your mission and purpose is that great, that you're going to need protection. And they will have the resources, the power, the manpower, the strength, the ability to protect you. So like in the TV show, The Wheel of Time, these women were shamans, they were magis, they're spiritualists, they're healers, and only the women had this type of power. And so men, the divine masculines in their lives, came into their lives as romantic partners, okay? They came in to not only love them, but to protect them. And they didn't play when it came to these women. They took their roles in these women's lives very seriously. They dedicated their heart, they dedicated their mind, they dedicated their strength, they dedicated their power, they dedicated their lives to these women only because they knew that these women dedicated themselves to the mission and to their purpose and to their magic. And so they were honored to serve these women with their lives. If so in the show, and you'll watch it, when these divine counterparts, they would be together for years. And the women would protect the men as well in return. They would protect them with their magic. They would protect them, with their auric fields. Just like I told you guys in the past video, I was seeing Bella, how Bella from Twilight, how she protected those she loved, how she protected Edward and her baby and everybody she loved when they were in that big war. She was able to project her auric field to protect them and to cloak them from pain. So this is what the women did in the show Wheel of Time. So that's how they protected the men. They were able to heal them because these men would go to battle for these women, right? So they were able to heal them when they were in battle. And so if a woman was lost, right, meaning she died in battle somehow he couldn't protect her, and like something happened, he protected her for years, for centuries, but somehow something happened, and it's very rare that it happens, but when it did happen, if it happened, it was very rare. The man was distraught. He wanted to die because in his life there was nothing else for him to live for once she was gone. The only reason why he lived and breathed and fought was because of her. And again, he only did it for her because of her mission and her purpose and because she walked in it boldly and firmly. And so when you are When you've activated your mission, your purpose as alchemists, ladies, you've activated, you've integrated all of the stuff that we talk about all the time here on Alcheminity, right? You know you are the activated, chosen 144 one, okay? There are going to be multiple men that are going to want to come into your life to protect you, to surround you, to help you, to support you. And they want to come in because they know you need that protection. Yes, you're powerful and you're in your power, but you're still in a human body, which is very fragile, right? At the end of the day, we can be as powerful and formidable as we want on an energetic level, which we are, and we can protect ourselves as best we can. But any lioness, when she's out in the wild, if she is alone and hyenas come and surround her, she is going to die or be slaughtered near to death, right? When you've activated this power, you can no longer be alone. You're only supposed to be alone for a moment. You're only supposed to be alone for a moment. When you first come on this journey, when you first go on the dark night of the soul journey, okay, you're in the initiation phase of rediscovering and activating who and what you are. And isolation is absolutely important when you're on this journey, because what you're uncovering is precious, is very sacred. You have to get isolated and alone to get out in nature, to commune with your spiritual guides, your ancestors. Okay, you have to do that kind of stuff alone. All the epiphanies and things that come to you, it happens when you are in isolation. You have to get quiet. You have to get alone. It's very important that you do that. But once you've come out of this dark night of the soul journey, for those of you who are here as alchemists, right, you've activated and awakened this, you can no longer be alone. You can no longer be solo dolo. You can no longer be by yourself anymore, because now all of this gold and this diamonds and all these treasures that you brought out of the shadows of yourself, you brought them to the light. You brought them to the surface. Do you know how valuable that is? Do you know how much commodity and assets you carry and that you are? Do you know, because of the level of value that you have uncovered and brought to the light, that your life is now on the line, that you are even more of a target now, because now people want what you have, what you've activated, what you integrated. They want your DNA. That's how serious this is. They want your organs. They want your bones. They want your blood. They want your flesh. I've talked about this before. They want to be like you because you're the alchemist, right? I talked about this before in a past video. If you haven't watched it, go and watch that, okay? So you've come out with all of this precious, power, all this sacred power, and it's very yummy, very juicy, very enticing. And you think you're going to walk around in the world alone, carrying this type of power, having activated this type of mission and purpose? You cannot. You're only supposed to be alone for a moment to uncover what you are, clearly bringing that into view. And then after you come out, you've risen as a phoenix. You need to have protection around you. Right now, I'm seeing a vision of, I don't know, I never really watched this fully, but I think it was called Game of Thrones. But it was a lady, and what's that fine man was in it? Jason Momoa, who Lisa Bonet used to be married to. Put his name in the comments. What's that TV show? Put that TV show in the comments. I'm sorry. But the woman who was the queen of the dragons, okay? Yo, how powerful is that? What a great example. Thank you, Spirit, right? So as powerful as she was, and as powerful as the dragons were, they still needed each other. So she's a perfect example, representation of what the divine feminine power looks like. And then those dragons around her is a perfect demonstration or example of what the divine masculine energy looks like when they come in to protect and guard the divine feminine. Again, they're only coming in to protect and guard her because, oh my God, I just saw in my mind the Holy Grail. I just saw chalice, Holy Grail. I'm thinking about biblical times when the Holy Grail and the chalice needed to be protected. It was heavily guarded by men of power and prestige and some sort of high ranking or whatever. Women, divine feminines, when you activate, you become the chalice, the golden chalice. You become the Holy Grail. I'm seeing a picture of a triangle in my mind's eye, because I'm seeing the root chakra, I'm seeing your pussies, I'm seeing your vaginas. You become the Holy Grail. What you carry is the Holy Grail. And it's not just because you can bring life from the spirit world to the physical. That's part of it. I'm not talking about rearing children. I'm talking about this on an energetic level, because what you do with the power of your yoni, when you activate it and raise that root chakra up through your body, can create and manifest more than just human babies. You can bring a lot from the spirit world to the human world, physical world, through your bodies once you activate. You are the Holy Grail. That is what makes you a Holy Grail. This is what makes you sexy too, right? You're attractive, you're magnetic. You are going to be attracting and magnetizing into you divine masculine energies whose job it is to protect you and to safeguard your passage in this realm. Woo! I gotta unzip my jacket because I'm getting warm just talking about this. The Kundalini is excited hearing this. The masculines are coming in to safeguard your passage through this earthly realm. When you activate, this is what you're bringing in. And so a lot of the times when I say masculines, that doesn't mean just one man. And ladies, we inhibit ourselves and we suppress our true power and our magnetism and our purposes too, because we think that there's just one man that's supposed to come in and protect us. No. For you as alchemists, activated ones, you have multiple men who are going to come in to safeguard you and protect you. And yes, some of them are going to want to sleep with you. We've talked about this before. On this journey, you've already activated your discernment and your intuition. It's your thing. I can't tell you what to do with it, right? It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to, right? It's on you. But for those of you on this journey, you already know the power in which you already know what happens when you pour that energy out on Tyrone or Mike or Larry or Josh, right? You already know that. So you would have to be very discerning in who it is you want to connect sexually with. You got to be discerning. You got to use your intuition, right? Because these masculines that are coming in, all of them are not on the same energetic vibrational frequency. Not all of them, okay? Some of them are going to, all of them are going to be from different walks of life. Some of them are going to be round the way guys. Some of them are going to be prestigious politicians. Some of them will be musicians, rappers, singers. Some of them will be writers, speakers. Some of them will be teachers and leaders in their own right. Whatever it is, I don't know, whatever it is going to be doing. They're going to be coming from all walks of life. You have to be very discerning about who you're going to have penetrative sex with. That's on you, okay? That's on you. So we're going to move on past that. But it's been to our own detriment, ladies, that we have been telling ourselves to wait for one person, 8 billion people on the planet. And on this planet, we're not even talking about other galaxies and other dimensions and shit. Other dimensions, I can get it out. Other dimensions and shit, y'all, okay? When we activate these purposes, we attract it all, even other beings from other star system galaxies and planets and shit. Yes, we do. This might be a members only video because this is going real deep. For those of you on this journey, you are ready to hear this, okay? But why do you think stories, and again, I'm not a religious person, but I'm thinking of a biblical story that was told, written, or whatever. And it talked about how angels had sex with the humans, right? Because supposedly angels are all men, and they saw the women on the planet and they were like, damn, she fine. And so you had the stories of how giants were created, supposedly because angels had sex with humans and created these giants, supposedly how the story goes. But why would a story like that be told if there wasn't some aspect of that is true? Meaning, those of you on this journey, you attract all types of beings. Okay, don't think we're the creme de la creme. We are not all that is and that exists. Humans are not everything. We are just a small part in the infiniteness of life. All right, so let me bring it back down to earth, because y'all, I'll go off on a tangent and go in a whole nother world. Okay, but let me bring it back down here to where we are right now in these human bodies. In these human bodies, you are going to attract multiple, and it has been to our detriment to believe that there is only one man for us. There are many, And it's been to our detriment to only think about men coming to our life as a romantic connection. Just because you are a woman and he is a man, okay, or fellas, just because you are a man and she's a woman, okay, it doesn't mean we need to be sizing each other up for romance. It doesn't mean you need to be sizing each other up to see if this person, you're going to marry this person, see if they're the one. That's not why men and women purely exist. Again, for those of us on this journey, we are coming together because of the missions and purposes we have to fulfill together. And so men are coming into your life. Yes, some of them will want to sleep with you, but do not let that be at the forefront of your mind. Do not, try not to minimize your existence, your reason for existing, by trying to size a man up every time he comes into your life, seeing if he's the one, if you're going to be the one to marry. No, this man may just be coming into your life to protect you and to safeguard your passage. It doesn't mean you're supposed to fuck him because he's got a dick and you got a vagina. This is how we mess up a lot of relationships and connections too, right? We mess up a lot of purposeful divine destiny connections and partnerships because we're so focused on trying to make somebody the one when you have many the ones for many different reasons. Yes, this is true. And there are going to be people that are going to tell you that this way of thinking and believing is wrong. Of course, we've already been taught that, right? Oh, look at her. For those of you ladies on this journey, a lot of you probably grew up like me. You got along better with guys than you did with women. And if the women friends and girlfriends you did have, there were very few and far in between, maybe 2, 3 max, and it'd be the same 2 or 3, right? I still have the same one friend that I've had since the 2nd grade, and she lives here in Georgia. I'm not gonna say her. She lives here in Georgia. Shouts out to her. She knows who she is. Okay. Still have the one friend lives here in Georgia. She's married with 2 boys now. And she's the only friend that I've consistently had since the 2nd grade. And we don't get to see each other all the time because our lives lead us in different directions. But we ping each other and reach out every now and then. But I'm bringing that up to say very small circles of females. So growing up, you probably got along better with guys. And so as you've grown into your adulthood, part of turning your pain into power is accepting that there are going to be men that are going to surround you more than women. Okay? There's a lot of women here around the Alcheminity colony who've joined the colony because this is you. This is your story. And the only reason why you have decided to join this colony and allowing me to be your queen bee. By the way, I don't think I introduced myself. Y'all know who I am. I'm the creator of this here colony, the birther of this here colony, Miss Burgess, if you nasty, queen bee, okay? Let's get back into it, okay? So many of you who decided to join the Alcheminity colony and allowing me to be your queen bee, all right, you only allow that because you know I am one of the ones. You know energy by the way it feels. You know that what I say and what I speak is your truth because you've been on this path. And so it's very few women that you will connect with, that you will allow into your fold, or that you will walk into their fold, okay? So this is a sign for those of you who've had more male friends growing up or male associates. Maybe you didn't hang out with them like that. You weren't over their house playing video games and all of that kind of stuff, but you just naturally got along with them better. Maybe when you're at school or you hanging out, extracurricular stuff, and so you probably smited that part of yourself because if you were the only girl amongst all male crew, either you were dyke, you were lesbian, or you were a hoe fucking them all. And so we've had to really grow out of these ideas in order to turn our pain into power. In order to turn your pain into power, you have had to alchemize this ideology, shift your perspective, and realize, oh, there's a reason why I attract male attention, because there's something about me, something about me that I carry, not just my sensuality and sexuality, although that's a part of it, but there's something formidable that you carry that draws the male attention. And for those of you on this journey, you've activated and awakened your sensual energy, your sexual energy, which makes you magnetic and attractive on an outwardly level. But on an energetic level, you're attracting these masculines in because they know that their purpose is to protect you, is to help you, and is to safeguard your passage. And you will have more than one. Okay? Now, this goes deeper. The next video where I talk about this, I'm going to go deeper and talk about this on a romantic level for those women who feel called to have more than one romantic counterpart, right? Now, this does evolve into romance. This absolutely does evolve into romance. And this goes deep. So I'm going to save that for the member only content. But for those of you this resonated with, I want you to put in the comments. More than one. Just more than one, okay? Or you can put, I have many the ones, okay? Y'all, this goes so deep. There's so much coming out through the messages here on Alcheminity, and I'm just thankful for being a vessel. If this resonated with you, please make sure you donate to the channel. All the information is in the description box. Thank you to those of you who've decided to join the colony by subscribing. Welcome home. This is your home, so welcome home. Thanks for your likes. Thanks for your shares. I see y'all in the comment section, honey. That's where I am. So just make sure you get at me in the comment section, because I'm reading those comments, okay? And I will see y'all. I'll speak with y'all in the next one. Ciao for now. Mwah.